Take out our front piece pocket, then place it on top of the mesh, then face them together. Then at the back, sew continuously along the pink thread marker. After sewing, we trim according to the seam allowance. Then at the curved areas, we make clipping notches, then turn it to the right side. Then place it on the front side. Then press it flat with heat. Then take this other side and cut off the excess parts. Then after pressing it flat with heat, this part here is inside. Then here near the upper part of the pocket, we also give it the steamed fabric powder, trimmed it narrower. Be careful not to cut the pink wire. Trim it slightly. Then at this socket, then on its curved side, crimp the wire there. Then as a decorative line, I placed it again at a position 5 millimeters away. Pressed another line, then the upper part. We first place it at a position 5 millimeters away. Press down a wire, then just put it aside for now. Then take out our clamp piece. Place this on top. First, put the pocket piece on it. And then just now, this position we marked, we take this marked position, then press the wire down onto it. Press on top of it. Then press along this side seam. Then handle the pocket similarly. Process it in the same way. After finishing the front piece, let's work on our sleeves. There is a decorative fabric strip on this side of the sleeve. Then we place this decorative strip on. I don't have a seam allowance here. Start sewing from this side. Sew up to this point, then sew over to this side, then continue sewing it completely. Start sewing from here like this. Then stop here. Here, this fabric strip is folded over like this. Then after we finish stitching it, take our clamp piece, then stitch them together. Fold it over like this. Then take out our back piece. Then place them facing each other. Sew the sleeve and the back piece. then the other half of the panel in the sleeve. In the same way, sew them together. After sewing it together like this, then the seam here, I choose to separate it left and right. Then press a top stitch. If you don't like top stitching, you can choose not to give it like this. Press all these seam allowances flat. After pressing the seams, take out our sleeve ribbing. Here I'm using the main fabric myself, because this is knitted fabric if it is made of sweatshirt fabric or a small towel. Then our cuffs need to use ribbing. Then align the right sides together. Fold the ribbing in half, fold it in half, and steam iron briefly. The ribbing needs to be folded in half. Steam iron it. Then align the fronts facing each other. Then proceed to sew the seam, and that's how it is. Sew the other sleeve cuff as well. After the sleeve cuffs are attached, everyone can do it in their own way. Follow that instruction. You can first hold it in place. Then on my side, I first sew the side of the garment. I need to first sew the blue chain. So on my side, I first handle the body part of the garment. Place them front sides facing each other. After folding in half, to sew the side seams and sleeves. Idle. Okay. Later, bottom, so that you also use the same method. It is to sew it up. Take out the ribbing strip for our hem. Then my seam allowance here is 1 centimeter, because I considered the width of the stretch and gather. So I left a 1 centimeter seam allowance here. Then the seam allowance here is also 1 centimeter. Then this 1 centimeter seam allowance, we don't need to stretch it. So I made a mark here first. When we sew up to here, no stretching is needed. Align them. Then proceed to stitch them. Then on this side, pull it over here again. Then here we can use the table to also fix it firmly. I use this clip here to secure it. Then here we can pull it to adjust. And then the seam below. I chose to separate them left and right. Everyone can also do this. That is guiding the back piece. All are acceptable. When I am sewing, evenly pull it apart. Then proceed to sew. Then sew the seam allowance upwards. At this point, we take out our zipper. Then this zipper of mine, it's very long, 60 centimeters. Because of the zipper of this size, I couldn't find a shorter one. Then place them with the fronts facing each other. Then, isn't this seam here quite thick? We can just trim it a bit so that it won't be so thick. Then we can also trim a little here, because here in a moment, it will be covered by the zipper. So this part is not needed. It doesn't need to be especially thick. Take out our zipper. Then I'll explain this part. Here, we do it like this, align front to front. After aligning, then if we directly sew, it's just after flipping it over. This side will reveal this white part. If you think the white part doesn't look good, then we can prepare a strip of cloth. I'm using a 3-centimeter one here. Then put them together, clamp it in the middle, like this. If you flip it over, it looks like this. After flipping it over, it looks like this. Give it like this, a feeling of an edging style. But you also have to consider the thickness of the fabric. If it is too thick, it might just not be very suitable. If it's especially thick, everyone can use thinner, high-quality cotton to do this kind of edging. Then we'll first replace the corner clamp. If we don't use edge binding, meaning not covering this part, if we don't use this strip of fabric, then we just align directly, aligning these seams because they are all 1 centimeter. Then we sew along this edge, then start stitching if necessary. Then we will first just baste it to secure it. If we need this seam, we'll baste it first to hold it in place. Right here inside, let's sew it first. Just sew a stitch directly. After securing it, take out this strip of cloth and place it on top. Also align it edge to edge with them. Face each other. Align the edges, pin this zipper in the middle. Then the bottom part here is not aligned. This is the very bottom. It's this strip of cloth. I'm at a spot just a little above. Then align these 3 edges, all aligned. Then start sewing. This side is not fixed properly. It feels like it will shift. Then align it with this edge. Then start measuring the seam. You just need to press closely against this at the position of the presser foot. The length of this fabric strip when I was cutting, it is longer than this edge. Then after we finish measuring the seam, we can trim it off. This edge is like this. Then we will also take this side. Perform a trimming, seam trimming, then perform pressure deformation. But before that, we need to take a look first. This zipper, can it be pulled smoothly? So we take the other half of the zipper out and then feel it. It pulls very smoothly. Then there's no problem with it. This kind of edging, it has a drawback. That is, this side is relatively thick because here there are too many layers. If it is high count cotton, then here we need to make a seam allowance fold inward. Then press the seam. Otherwise, high count cotton tends to fray easily. So at this point, it's pressed well. It's just like this. Then at this point, we go on to do the other side. The method for the other side is the first take this side and trim off the thicker seam here. Oh, right. There's one more thing I forgot to mention. Let's first pull up this zipper. After aligning and pulling it up, you need to find that align to a marker point, which is the point at this position. We need to mark it. Then we need to keep it. This length is consistent. This length, we need to keep it consistent. Keep the length on this side consistent. Then proceed to adjust the seam slightly. First align it. Then look at this position below. Isn't it about right? And because of this zipper, it's very noisy. Let's just zip this up for now. We'll trim it later. Let it align. Let's look at this length. Is it about the same? About the same. We can proceed directly. It's just about doing some stitching, securing the seam entrance and exit. The same as over there. Align the edges. This seam fixing needs to face upwards. Fix it slightly. Align the edges. After securing the seam, take this out as well. Face the fronts together, then sew the side seam. Then feel it out. You must press this edge slightly closer. Click where this edge is. Align this edge. Then I checked. If our seam is 1 centimeter on the industrial machine, it can roughly align with this edge. So we align it with this edge. If you can't quite figure out this position yourself, then we just need to ensure that the edges here are consistent. And then it goes down a little bit. On this side, it's because there is a head there, so it might tend to tilt a bit more easily. We try not to play too much. Then, after testing, it's the same. First, check if it can be pulled smoothly. You must first pull it to see if it can move smoothly. To avoid issues after finishing zipping After finishing everything, we found that the zipper wouldn't close. Then we first took it apart. Because I haven't pressed this side for now. Then we first took it apart. I haven't top stitched this side for now. So it easily gets caught at the bottom here. Then we take the seams inside here and do a major trimming on the whole thing. After trimming, fold this part in. It's best to give it a quick pressing. Make it flatter, then press the seam. Press this on the front. We fold it in and steam press. Then press the seam. Then we press a line like this. I'm pressing down on the 5mm one. Wait a moment. Then the area where it's pressed more tightly. When we pass the needle through, we can go a little slower. That's roughly it. The parts inside here were trimmed too cleanly before. Everyone can trim more at the beginning. Then here, everyone can trim it a bit narrower. If you don't mind, it can be this wide. If you think it's too wide and looks unattractive, you can fix it along this edge. For now, I won't fix it. Then the other side is the same. Trim the seams, then fold it inward. After heat pressing, press the top stitching. Let me briefly explain. Here, it's because of this zipper pull. We first lift the zipper pull on the sample, then proceed with another step. Then sew along the edge. Then when it feels about the right length, After sewing about the right length, we then pull the zipper head down, then handle the remaining part. Then press it down, and this side looks like this. Then I just trimmed this side, gave it a slight trim. The trim looks something like this. If everyone prefers it wide, there's no need to trim it. If you prefer it narrow, you can trim it a bit. After finishing the shoulder part of the jacket, let's set it aside for now. Next, let's work on the hat. For the hat, you can choose to make rabbit ears, or you can choose not to make rabbit ears. Both options are fine. Then to make the rabbit ears, we place the rabbit ears cap onto it. Then follow this sewing pattern. Then gather around the edge. Then we trim it. Sew briefly, then turn it to the front side. For areas with movement like this, all sewn parts need to have clips. Then we turn it to the front side. Then we iron it neatly. Then after turning it to the front and ironing it well, then start pressing the visible line. When everyone is doing it, it's easy to keep it straight, but also put our hand behind this pressing corner and push a bit. Just do it like this, or you can screw this on. For the industrial machine, I first loosen the bottom part, then screw this upwards. That's it. After loosening, it won't. Once sealed, it won't be wrinkled. It won't stretch. After the ears are done, we put them aside. Take out our hat side piece, and hat front piece. In this way, the front sides of the hat side pieces face each other. Sew them together. Sew the back center seam. Hoodie. When? Then take out the acupuncture point card. When using the acupuncture point card, we place this ear in front of us. That is the position of the marked point on Xiang. Let's fix it in place first. Sew a little inside the seam. After securing both ears in place, take the front piece and the back side piece, then sew them together like this. From here, then distribute to the center point, then distribute to this side. Align it to the position of the center point. No thanks. Hurry up. This side is this side, right? I am. Me too. Then the hat is done. Everyone can choose to add a round of top stitching, or you can choose not to do the top stitching. Then at the front here, there is a 1 centimeter seam. We need to tuck it in. Fold the exposed seam allowance inward. We can do this before sewing it to the back piece. Finish this part first. I actually forgot. So now we need to sew this seam allowance. Top stitch with a 7 millimeter seam. And then on this side, this seam is on the side where the salt is poured down. Then we can also press a line on it. We can also choose not to press. It feels like a personal preference. Then we integrate it with the doctor. First, the center line needs to be aligned. We take the edge of the hat and align it with this side of the zipper. Then if you want, you can also align it slightly outside the zipper. It's simply aligning the zipper then like this or inside the zipper. Then like this, all are fine. Then follow your own preference. Because the distance between them is just a few millimeters. Doesn't matter. I align the zipper first on my side, then align its center point. The position needs to be aligned. Kaisi. Normal. Not bad. Not this side. Not bad. Not bad. The other side is also cut to align with it like this. Assign you the extra seam on this side, butt joint. And then that's it. At this point, we fold the zipper section inward. Fold the neckline inward as well. Then top stitch a visible seam, including the seam allowances at the thicker parts near the zipper. We can all trim it a bit. When we fold this seam allowance, we angle the zipper slightly inward. Don't do it straight like this. The zipper should tilt a bit inward here. Just don't fold it down by aligning it like this directly. We can move the zipper a bit inward. Then this seam allowance is folded down as usual. It's just the zipper end. We need to move it a bit inward. Then press the wire. This part will be relatively thick. So when pressing the wire, slow down a bit to avoid steaming half the strip. If you find steaming hard to press, we can just change the body. After pressing it well, this side looks like this. Then trim and tidy up the thread ends. Finish this piece. Done. After cutting the front and back pieces of the garment, align the right sides of the front piece and the sleeve. Then join them together. Then join them with the back piece. Then sew the seams. Everyone can also press the top stitching just like with the coat. You can also choose not to press it. Then on the other side, also join the sleeve and the back piece together. We take the sleeve hem. After finishing all the hemming edges, align them together. Then press the top stitching once. The top stitching on this back piece can also be pressed later. Then I pressed it first on my side, top stitching. Then we attach the mud button to it. Then I fold it together. Then after pressing it, place it on the front side, then do a bit of pressing along the seam. After we have fastened the clay buttons, trim a little bit from this seam here. Personally, I'm used to trimming a bit. Anyway, I personally feel it's too thick. You can also choose not to trim it. Then take out our Velcro. The width of my Velcro is 7 millimeters. Then we prepare its back side. Firmly press the back of this side and align it. Then we do some top stitching. Align the edge of this seam. Then we press the seam on it. Then work along the end edge. 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 After folding and combining, fold it inward. Then press a crease line on it from the front, because this edge is 7 millimeters. So we can press a crease line about 5 millimeters wide. You can also iron it first. These are Ara. This is 192 millimeters of moisture. After mixing well, it looks like this. Then the other side, directly. This seam is here. Then we place it on the seam. Let them be sewn together. Also align with this line. Then it's done. Now let's take a look. We need to try to prevent this from getting too long. The alignment is just this long. That's how long it is. And then this, then align it. And then it's like this. Then we position it with the fronts facing each other. Then sew the side edges. Then sew the side edges here as well. Then the armpit seam, we can actually trim it slightly so that it's not so thick. Or we can make some cuts as well, because there's this kind of curve here. So we can also trim this cut a bit. Then you can also trim the cut here. Or use scissors to cut a few times like this. Like this. Then place it on the front, and it's done. Then you can iron on your favorite patch here. After tracing it well, place it on the lining fabric. Then baste all around, remembering to leave a section unstitched for turning. Then trim the seams and clip the corners. Then turn it right side out through the opening left for turning. Finally, tidy it up and press it neatly with an iron. After completing both pieces in the same way, press a top stitch on them. You can press it slightly wider or narrower. Then set it aside for later. Take out our front pieces. Two pieces are joined together at the front. Place them with right sides facing each other, then sew. Be careful not to reverse this piece. Then, the piece with the larger curve goes on the outside. Then sew them together into one piece. When working, we slightly follow the curve of this edge. Otherwise, their curves won't match. It just causes the stitching to be crooked. When pulling the fabric, use your hand to align it. After finishing, we fold this part towards the smaller piece. Then press a visible seam from the front. Do one task. If it's cotton or similar fabric, it tends to fray at the edges. Here, the edges need to be overlocked Then,
first.
top stitching is done
The
afterward.
other
Front piece is treated the same way. First, sew it together. After we first stitch the front piece together, then take out the fabric from your pocket, then align them with the right sides facing each other. Then pull out the strip above. Then because this side has a curve, we need to clip the notch. After cutting, turn it to the front side. Then do some ironing. After ironing well, we also top stitch it. Top stitch 1 to 2 millimeters. The method for both pairs of pants is the same. After pressing the two pieces with the same method and securing the top stitching, take out the pocket fabric, then align them. Be careful not to make a mistake. Align. Then perform seam measuring on it here. On this fabric and lining fabric. Then perform seam measuring. Just measure the seams on this side and the bottom. At this time, pay attention to the fabric direction of this pocket piece. Then the front side aligns with this front side. So when measuring the seam, it is face down. That's it. Then on both sides, we can work on these two sides. On the top, we can fix it inside the seam. It's to prevent it from shifting. Then below, you can also secure the pocket and the garment. This is sewn with an inside seam. Then do the same for the other piece. Take out the back piece and its pocket. Then place the pocket at the marked position. Then sew it with a quilting stitch. When there is a curve, when sewing curves, you need to lift the presser foot while stitching. Lift the presser foot and rotate the fabric. Then sew the other pocket together in the same way. Take out the front and back pieces and sew their side edges together. Because the side edges of the front and back pieces have different curves. So when we sew them together, we must continuously adjust them to align properly. Then this cotton thread on the side, you can choose to press it or not. I did not press this cotton thread on my side. Then the other front and back pieces are sewn in the same way. Then after the side is sewn, we will fold the hem seam inward. Now I'll explain this part here, which is my side. It's because if we fold it directly inward, with the seam added, it becomes 4 layers. That would be too thick. So the seam here is this piece inside the seam. I will trim it a little, then make sure it can cover this spot after folding it over. Don't cut too much, don't let it show, then do it like this. Then this side won't pile up so thickly. This is how I handle it myself. Everyone can do it this way. Then top stitch it from the front. I left a 1 centimeter seam allowance, so my top stitch is 7 millimeters. When top stitching, the seam on my side, the side seam guides the back piece. You can also choose to separate the left and right sides. Then at this time, we take out 2 pieces. Place them face to face, front piece to front piece, back piece to back piece. Then first sew the front crotch area. After sewing, it looks like this. Then take out our waistband part, fold it in half, then iron it. After ironing, after folding them in half, place the fronts together and sew at the waist. Then you can choose to top stitch here. You can also choose not to press. Then we press at the middle position. Also press a line on it, because if the elastic band is relatively wide, 1 centimeter elastic band, or it's a 7 millimeters elastic band, then actually everyone can just not deal with it. And my elastic band is relatively narrow. So I might need 2 pieces. Then I will press a line down the middle of it, press out 2 channels, then thread an elastic band through it. The length of the elastic band is about 12 centimeters. Then inside one of the channels, we thread the elastic band through it. Then secure the head firmly. Do the same by pulling it through on the other side. Pull it to the marked length. Then into the other channel, you can also thread the elastic band through in the same way. Or thread the rope through. The rope is threaded through from both ends, coming out from the middle. Then you can make this kind of decoration. Then we can take the rope, thread it through from this end. If we want to thread the string through for this elastic band inside, when we fix it in place, don't sew it tight on this side. After sewing everything, leave a space. Then we can thread this rope through. And on my side, I can directly poke a hole out. If you can't poke it open, then just use scissors to cut a small slit. Make a cut here. After you bring it over, we leave it a little longer. You can leave this side a little longer, then do the same on the other side. Thread a string through it, then align them facing each other. After threading the string, everyone can also choose not to thread the string. This depends on personal preference. If the string is the wider type, then the elastic band below doesn't need the elastic band. Then you can directly thread the string through the bottom, then align them face to face, then sew the back crotch fabric. Cut off this embroidery. Then we will the crotch seam, align the inner thigh seams, then sew 1 seam. Then we take the crotch seam, the seam on the inner thigh, align. Make sure the crotch is also aligned. Then this is done. Let's take a look at the panels of this hat. Then there are 4 triangular outer fabric pieces. Then there are 2 pieces on this side with cut curves. At the back, there are also 2 pieces with cut curves. Then 4 triangular pieces. There is also this hat shape. As for the hat shape, my set uses a fabric interlining. It is a piece of fabric interlining that is somewhat firm. The fabric interlining has a mirror-like texture. Then it was carefully outlined on it. There is also the outer and inner lining of the hat. It's fine to use the same fabric lining. Then we start sewing. We arrange these pieces like this. Take a look. It's like this. Sew it together. Sew these 2 pieces. Sew like this. Sew on this side. Sew on this side. Sew on this side. Then sew them with their fronts facing each other. Because this piece of interfacing is relatively soft, then I ironed on another piece that is also quite soft, not placed on top. Everyone can choose according to their own fabric, whether to iron it or not. After sewing well, it looks like this. We turn it to the right side, then sew from here to separate the left and right parts. Then press a top stitch on it from the front. Secretly give it something. Use the same method for the other pieces. Sew them all together. Then, because the sewing methods are exactly the same, I won't record this side. Just make sure this is on the last 2 edges. After we sew these 6 pieces together like this, it looks like this. The front side also needs to have top stitching pressed onto it. Then we fold this in half. Sew the last 2 pieces together. This seam allowance is very thick. We can trim it appropriately. Then it looks like this on top. Then we also press the top stitching here properly. Then one hat piece forms one hat crown. This way it's done. Trim the inside seam allowances appropriately. Just don't cut too much. Cutting too much might cause it to show on the outside. Trim the edges after serging. Then, the method for the lining and the outer fabric is the same. We take the lining and the outer fabric and sew them together in the same way. Set it aside for later use. Then, let's measure the hat brim. For the hat brim, follow along here. Measure all around the outermost edge like the mirror's shape. At curved areas, we sew 1 or 2 stitches and then press down. Rotate the fabric corner slightly to adjust this position. After smoothing, make a notch here. Then we find this center point. The center point of the face covering must be clearly marked. We first make the notch. Here we follow the seam line. Then we proceed to cut, the position to focus on. We just need to mark that spot. On my side, because I need to iron, so I'll wait a moment before marking. Then we turn it over to the front side. After seeing the front side, we take out the iron. That is to iron it flat and smooth. Like these edges, we iron them neatly. After ironing it flat, it looks like this. Here we press a top stitch on it. If you prefer more stitching lines, you can press 2 more lines. I'll first press a complete top stitch here. Pressing the top stitching looks like this. Then we slightly trim the seam allowance here. These corners that have been chopped out, we just trim them a little bit. Then we proceed to make our hat. This side of our hat is the back, and this side is the front. We find this middle part at the front, the middle strip at the front, then align the center point of this hat with this position. Then sew the left and right sides together, because everyone might not handle it well. So I suggest starting to sew from the center, or everyone can first secure it using the table. Then sew it up a bit. First align the position here. And because this has a curve, it might be difficult to sew. Then we sew a little, then rotate the fabric again. Twist the fabric like this, then do the same on this side. Then sew over from this side. sew it together. We get a brim like this. After the brim is done, it looks like this. Then we take out the button at the back. That position. It's the button at this position because I don't have Japanese-made buttons. So I plan to use Velcro. Then I picked up 2 pieces of Velcro here. Here I'm following the data given in my sample. Then add the seam allowance. Fold the seam allowance inward. Then fold this side inward as well. My seam allowance is 5 millimeters. Both top and bottom are folded inward. Then 5 millimeters. Then the width of this is 1 centimeter. Everyone can buy that Japanese-made buckle. Then make this kind of strap. Then put on the Japanese-made buckle and wear it. The same principle applies to sewing again. I will directly use Velcro here. Then just give it a quick ironing. Iron it like this, then we give it, then I put it up yesterday. Then we work on the front side, then just like this, a visible stitch around the teeth. Let's first measure the seam. After sewing the fabric like this, attach the Velcro along this side, trim it down. The fuzzy side of the Velcro should face upwards. Then the two are like this. This is the raw edge. This is the front side of the fabric. Then the other piece. We do the same. Fold it inward. Then like this. Then we cover this, the side with spikes, the back side, which is the smooth side, and put it on. Then apply the car powder. Everyone thinks it's rather slippery and not good, attach a Velcro strip to secure them in place. Then we'll do some sanding. Then we'll get started. Secure the car powder in place. Pay attention to this seam. Let's push it inward a bit. Just don't let it stick out too much on the outside, like the seams here. When we are powder coating, push it inward. Give it a push so that it doesn't show. After polishing the car, then we get something like this. Then we also trim it a bit, just like a rough edge. Trim this side, stick it on this edge, trim a little inward. We will take the 2 pieces. After this is sewn together, it is this. After sewing the Velcro, take out our hat. Underneath the hat, make a 5 millimeter seam mark. Then we need to sew on top of this. Then, because I didn't want to shave my hair, I was thinking this side with wings facing upwards. So it's like this. So this is how it is. Then sew it up and turn it inside out. That's just how it is, facing upwards. So we are here. Fix it in place. Let's look at another one. Because this is what we need. Stick it on, so it is like this, face upwards. So we need to align it like this. Also secure it a bit. Then the back of the cap. It's roughly like this. Then the rest of us will do this. We need to work on the top of the hat, which is to make a snap button like this, and fix it on top. So I need to use a button, the size of the button, about 1 centimeter or so. Then I find a piece that is just something fabric. Then take out the thread, randomly find a button about 1 centimeter in size. Then place it on this, then find a scrap piece, then around its perimeter, draw a circle around it. Then let's do this to it. Seams, then wrap it up. Sew it smoothly like this. Put the button in like this. Then pull it tight, then secure it underneath. Just fix it firmly. Then, in your own way. Fix the bottom part, then handle this excess space. Trim it a bit. After trimming, place it on the top of the hat, then we fix it in place. After we apply powder to this button, we get the top part of the hat like this. Then here on our side has also been sewn up. Then take out our lining. For the lining fabric, the seam allowance faces outward. Then align it directly like this. For the outer fabric, the seam allowance faces inward. For the lining fabric, the seam allowance faces outward. Everyone, it's just like this. Measure the seam all around. This cap top needs to be stuffed inside. When waiting for the side handle simultaneously. If at this triangle, on this side, if no gap is left, you need to leave a gap. Leave below. A seam allowance. Here, after leaving the seam allowance, right below here, I measure all around in one circle. Then there is no need to leave when measuring the seam. Pay attention to this Velcro. Just don't give it to be measured. Then we take this, the position of each seam division, and just give it a slight alignment. Then find a position to start measuring. Try to allocate all the seam allowances to it. Separate left and right. Here we need to cut this. Push it in where the smoke comes out, then all around. Continue sewing. After measuring the entire circle, we divide the seam, that is, make the notches trim properly. It a bit, then find the reverse edge just now. Then from the reverse edge, flip them over. Flip to the front side. It looks like this. Then we start from this side, directly press a loop of exposed wire on it. From below, directly make a loop, press down the exposed wire. I'll iron it first. After we iron it flat, then press a row of top stitching. Just pick any spot to start pressing to make it look a bit better. The inner lining here is to try not to let it show. After pressing around once, the hat is finished. And this part 1 just hasn't been sewn yet. Then this turned edge, everyone just handles the turned edge using the hand sewing method. Just sew it up and it's fine. I won't record this part. Then the hat is finished. Everyone can then do a bit of blending. Just like this. Hat appearance. Everyone can do it just like bend this. Bend it a bit. It will look a bit better. Like this. Bend it a little. Organize and tidy up. Later, everyone can also choose. Use the deco or enco to handle this position. Up to here, then it will be fine. This kind of soft curve